Hello, Serge here from my new practice range in the backyard. So today we have the clipboard, and today's going to be a little bit different than what we talk about. It's going to be somewhat instruction here, but mostly I guess a public service announcement. One of my students, Randy, sent me an email, and the email, what he writes, will explain itself, and then I'll go on to what he's talking about. He says, Serge, we talked about this, and you mentioned to me many months prior to this story, interview by Rocco Mediate, that Tiger's newer swing was all wrong. Sounds like Rocco could be a vertical swinger. The heavy club and swinging around his body comments are right out of your teaching. Tiger's body is breaking down as he ages. The one-time best golfer in the world is infected with bad swing habits that's causing him pain. So Randy sent me this, and with it he also included excerpts, or pretty much the article that was written after from an interview that Rocco gave to a reporter from the San Francisco Chronicle. And it starts out by saying, Rocco Mediate said the golf world needs Tiger Woods to play better, but Woods needs to get some better help in fixing his swing. Mediate told Golf Channel Wednesday in response to a newspaper article in which he was critical of Woods' recent swing coaches, "It's sad what happened, the way he's playing. It's the golf swing. The golf club is heavy. It's around him." Mediate continued, "I've seen a lot of things. I've learned from a lot of people. If the golf club gets around you like that, it's putting a lot of stress on his body. Obviously his body is breaking. It's easy to fix. It's just he can't do it. Can he find the right person to do it? Because apparently he hasn't been able to do that." Mediate was quoted in the San Francisco Chronicle as saying, he talked about some of the teachers Rocco said about that he's had recently, and he says that basically they're not helping him. That he's getting worse. You've broken down 3 times and you've had 57 knee surgeries. It's not happening. It's not happening. That's a quote from Rocco. He goes on to say, again in quotes, "The physical motion is wrong. To get that stress off his body is a piece of cake. The guys working with him just don't know. What's going on with Tiger is not correct. That's why he keeps breaking, and that's why the ball keeps going sideways." And he ended up by saying, "I think all of his body problems are coming from the way he is swinging the club. Period." And that's a quote from Rocco in this article. He then went on a couple days later, or next day, and was on the Golf Channel on a radio conference, and he basically reiterated all these things about what he just said in that article. And he's saying he's not trying to point fingers at anybody or whatever, but he says Tiger's a great player, and Tiger needs to be back out on the tour and playing well because it's better for golf, and it's better for everybody. And the key is he said the 2 magic words. He said the club is heavy. From this view, you notice that the club is heavy when it gets a wide turn and the club gets around the body. The arms start to break down as we go around the body. As you know, if you put your arm out like this, the more it goes around the body, your arm gets pulled downward and the hands rotate more, which causes the club to go heavy. Never mind the fact that in fact Rocco mentioned that on the Golf Channel, he said that Tiger's elbows are not horizontal to the ground or level. They're more like this, because we know today that we like, as peak performance swingers, to have an equilateral triangle with the elbows basically horizontal to the ground, which keeps the club vertical, light. But today they call this a flying right elbow, but it's not flying if you have the right arm at a right angle. Well, if you take your right arm or your back arm and you put it at a right angle, look where the club goes. Laid off and heavy. It falls down. And so if it's laid off coming in, it's coming in way too flat, which means at some point you have to come, somewhat start to come over the top to get the club vertical enough where you're not going to hit it with the bottom of the blade. So the key becomes that Rocco's talking about a lot of the principles of the peak performance swing, and in fact when he was being interviewed on the Golf Channel over the telephone, they had a picture of him in his finish position with his hands right here, perfect peak performance finish, right here. Elbows level in the finish. So we always want level elbows in the backswing, and then we want level elbows into the finish. And that's what keeps the spine relatively erect and allows the club to go up vertical on both sides of the swing. And so the major point of this is that it's not just Tiger that's in trouble. I mean, and hurting and hitting these terrible shots. It's a rampant plague on all the major professional tours, all the major amateur tours, all the major golf instruction throughout the world. one of the issues that brings more people to swingsurgeon.com is the fact that they Google pain-free golf swing, and they end up over here at swingsurgeon.com and learning about the Surge Swing, the Peak Performance Swing, which is the body-friendly golf swing. And why is it body-friendly? Because number one, it's in harmony with physics, which is up and down, gravity. Keep your club light. It's easier to swing a light club more. You're going to have more control, it's going to swing faster, and you'll hit the ball much more consistently with a lot less stress on your body, if hardly any. So golfers of all ages and all skills abilities at all levels of golf are hurting. The rotational swing with this monster turnaround here, which gets the real twisting, is putting tremendous stresses on the body. The club's getting heavy. They have to come over the top, and then most of them are starting now with turning the hips really hard, or even snapping the lock and locking the left leg, like Tiger has been taught to do, where they believe that hits the ball farther. And all that does is what? That increases the stress in the forward swing. And remember, the key to biggest stress in the forward swing is the fact that look the speed you're going through impact after hitting a ball all the way to your finish, and you just rip it right around like that, and you finish way over here, where as hitting at the camera, they say now, I've heard the expression, have your back shoulder chase the ball to the target, and they turn over here. Now they're finishing over there. There's no sport in the world that doesn't finish at the target except one, golf. It's the only one. And so, as I've said many times, does God give golfers a dispensation to play by their own set of rules? I don't think so. But again, getting back to the major point is that it's not just Tiger getting hurt. Tiger is the best example because he is the was the #1 golfer for a long, long time, and perhaps considered one of the best golfers that ever lived. And he's chasing Jack Nicklaus's record of 18. And Rocco did say Tiger might not make it if he can't get his body healthy and keep it healthy with a better swing. And the sad part about it is, I've already reiterated and stated, is that this is affecting the whole game of golf at all levels. I have had young players as young as 12 years old showing up on my tee with already physical problems. I had one that had to cancel 3 lessons because he was still in rehab for a bad back, and they hadn't released him to play golf yet again. He had so much stress and strain on his back. 12 years old. Now, what is the chance of that youngster growing up to be 70 and 80 years old, like we have golfers writing in on the blog all the time, still playing golf? I don't think there's a very good chance if he's already in rehab at 12 years old, which is the most supple and flexible time of his life, just about. And he's only going to lose suppleness and flexibility every day that he gets older and older. And so that doesn't leave us a lot of good feelings and confidence that golf is a game for a lifetime. It's a game for a lifetime if you use the Surge Peak Performance Swing, where we stand here, it's a limited turn 3/4 swing, just turn to the toe line and up and get the club light so it's there, and then when you swing up on this side, we can pull up down and it's going to be light again. And so the limited turn, we turn only to the toe line and get into a good, and swing up to a peak performance swing. At the finish, recoil and relax with the club pointing at the target, so we finish at the target. Everybody can be helped with this swing. I could help Tiger Woods. I honestly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, I could help Tiger in 30 minutes. I could have him hitting the ball better, because all I'd put on him is getting into the wide knees out with pressure, getting here, just turn, take the limited turn, and finish at the target like this, and he'll be hitting balls just as good as that one I just hit with my 7-iron. And so, from the Surge today, from the backyard in his new little practice range, where I can hit some balls, you can see what's going on. That's it for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.